Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
How we doing today? I don't know if my volume is low or let's see. Is there any way I
No,
can...
your volume is fine.
My volume is fine?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Welcome to Accounting 335, which is auditing. I guess everybody in this class took Accounting 202 already. Anybody did not take 202? Okay, today we're gonna just have a brief introduction. We'll talk a little about the course, what the course entails, what is expected of you guys in the course, and how the course is going to be conducted for the next 15 weeks. The course is entirely on Blackboard. I sent out an email to everyone that the course is available on Blackboard. Have you had a chance to go and visit Blackboard and look at it?
Yes.
Okay, let me see if there's a lot of people are on mute. Can you unmute your at the bottom of your screen? Just unmute yourself so that we could have a discussion. Victoria Prasad is on mute. Tanya Lee, you're on mute. Fatima, you're on mute. Roxanne, you're on mute. Marianne Hernandez, you're on mute. Wendy Romero, you're on mute. Faria Polly, you're mute, so please unmute yourself. Fabriziola Villabia, you're on mute. Ayashuma Pantai, you're on mute, if I pronounce that correctly. Please unmute yourself. Okay, auditing. Anybody know anything about auditing? You're free to chat in this course. I'm not taking out marks for your discussion. You may gain marks for your discussion. Did anybody have any least idea what auditing is and what it is about?
Is it where you check the financial, like if you're doing like financial statements, it's where you will check the financial statements that the managers will present, and then you see if there is like error or if there's fraud.
Okay, anybody else?
Is it like when you examine the financial statements and then you explain or like you give ideas about the financial statements and what it should be and what it should be like?
Okay. Anybody else? Now, when you talk about
It's
audit,
when, oh,
go
sorry.
ahead.
Yeah, you act as an independent and you work for other firms, you check their financials and you report on it.
So all three people that volunteer, tell me about auditing as it relates to financial statement. And that's what this course is going to be about for the most part. When we talk about audit, when we audit something in general, take it out of the accounting context. When we talk about auditing and we are auditing, we are verifying. Somebody give us a representation, we are verifying that it is correct or it's not correct. So when we talk about the audit process, we're talking about the verification process. As accountant, as CPAs, which we are aspiring to be, if we are involved in audit, we are going to be verifying information that supports the financial statement or the financial report. But when we're talking about audit in general, Every one of us has done audit before without calling it auditing. Your younger brother or sister is coming home late from school, and when you ask them what they're doing, they said they're doing their homework. But you check up on them, right? To see if they're actually doing their homework or they're hanging out with friends. Your boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband or wife is coming home late from work every day. And you ask them what they're doing, they said they're working overtime. You will check up to see if what they represent to you is actually true or not true. So when we're doing an audit process, we have a representation, and we will try to gather information to verify if that representation is true or false. In the accounting context, the representation is the financial statement that the client gives us. We go to audit the client, they give us a financial statement. On that financial statement has asset, liabilities, owner's equity, revenues, and expenses. That's what they're representing to us. We are going to go through the process of gathering information to verify if that is correct or not correct. The information we gathered is called audit evidence. And the audit evidence will either correspond to or support the financial information, or it may also refute the financial information. Now, so that's what this course is going to entail. It's different from the accounting you have done before. It's different from your financial accounting where you're going to deal a lot with numbers. In this course, we are not going to deal a lot with numbers. It's all going to be theory. It's a reading course. It's not a course with numbers. If you look, if any of you got a textbook as yet?
Yes.
If you look through your textbook, you will see there are not too many numbers in there. So the course is entirely on Blackboard. I'm going to lecture on every chapter that we're going to be doing. And they're going to be homework assignment. Treat this course like it's a hybrid course. Okay? I'm going to lecture on every one of the chapters and their work that you have to do. I'm going to try to schedule my lectures on Thursday. So on Thursday, we're going to have a long lecture session. On Tuesday, we're going to have a shorter session to address any questions that people may have, things that are going on in the course, and so on. Okay? And for the first month, we're going to run it that way, and then we'll see how things are going, and we'll try to refine it. I want to make this course the best course possible for you guys. I've been teaching auditing since I've been teaching at York, which is approaching 30 years. And I taught it in all three formats. I taught it in person, I taught it totally online, and I taught it as a hybrid. Now, I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to get into, let me see if I could minimize this and get into okay, so you guys can see my Zoom screen. Now I'm going to get into Blackboard. And this is our course site on Blackboard. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can see it.
So this is your course site on Blackboard. And this I'm on weekly assignment. And there's an introduction assignment, which I'm going to ask you to complete today. And there's chapter 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do 25, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. These are the chapters we're going to cover. Okay. And we're going to cover them in the order that they're listed on here. With every chapter at the end of the text, there is homework assignment for you to do. And we're going to talk about that shortly, but let's talk about the chapter. So these are the chapters we're going to cover. This Thursday, I'm going to lecture on chapter 1, and we're going to do approximately 1 chapter a week. Okay? So every Thursday, I'm going to lecture. It is important that you log in on Thursday and you get my lecture. On Tuesday, if you have questions and so on, you could log in on Tuesday, or we could have discussions. And we'll see how that goes. Okay? Now, when you go to the course Blackboard site, the first place you want to go is the Start menu. And in the Start Here menu, I have an introduction slide. And this is basically telling you about myself, about the course, what to expect. If I could get this open. I think my internet is giving me some
It's at
problem.
the bottom, Professor.
Sorry?
It's at the bottom.
It's opened on PowerPoint there.
It's open on PowerPoint. Okay, why do
Yeah,
we see-
down on your taskbar. The orange one. It's lit up.
Oh, here we go. Okay. So tell you a little about me, who I am. I'm a York graduate. I'm a alum from York. My entire education have been in CUNY. My undergraduate, I'm summa cum laude from York. My master's was at Brooklyn College. My postmaster's certification in taxation was at Baruch. I'm a CPA in both New York and Florida. I was the chair for the business department when we did not have the School of Business. So we have business, accounting, marketing, the whole school for 8 years. I was chair of the accounting department for 3 years. I presented seminar for the New York State Society of CPA and the FAE. I think I was probably the first Guyanese to present seminars to the CPA and the FAE, from what I knew. I could be wrong, okay? But this is a picture of who I look like. And I live in Florida. I've been commuting from Florida to New York for the past 17 years. Prerequisite, you should have completed Accounting 202. You should be familiar with personal computers and internet, very basic. You will have a working knowledge of Blackboard, which most of you do, and you should plan on spending approximately 12 hours per week on this course in reading the textbook, doing the assignment, and uploading the assignment, which I'll talk about shortly. Course material consists of the following: the textbook, as identified in the syllabus, we'll talk about that shortly. PowerPoint outline for each chapter, we'll talk about that. Video lecture associated with each chapter, and homework assignment at the end of each chapter. We'll complete approximately 1 chapter per week, put aside 12 hours per week, read the chapter before coming to class, so when I lecture, it will be clearer. If you don't get a chance to read it, that's no reason not to come to class. Come to class anyway, okay? I do not call on a student directly to answer a question. I may just pose a question and you volunteer to answer, okay? I like students to be comfortable in my class. I like them to enjoy my class, because if they are comfortable and they enjoy the class, they will learn. If they're intimidated about something, either me or whatever, they're not gonna learn because their minds are not free. After class, you read the chapter again, or you look at your notes, and then you complete the assignment in the syllabus. There's a discussion board we'll talk about shortly, and if there are questions that your classmate posts on that discussion board, log in there and help out answering. It's a community class. It's not Professor Barose class. The aim of this class is not for me to get something out of it. It's for you guys to learn the material, okay? For you guys to be good accountants and good auditors. Student behavior, be ready to learn and log into the class site regularly. Read all the materials and know the due dates for assignment. Be polite and positive in your discussion. Please do not be rude to anyone in the class, okay? Even if it's on site or whatever, try to be nice, and I will try to do the same also. We all should try to be nicer to each other. Turn work in on time and always perform to the best of your ability. I'm a stickler for that. Turn your work in on time. Each chapter you're gonna have due dates. If you pass the due dates or you forget the due date, that's on you. I'm not gonna open back the site for you. So don't shoot me an email, Professor, I forget. I don't care what's going on in your life. In accounting, as a practitioner accountant, the client doesn't care what's going on in my life. They want their stuff done at a certain time. And sometimes when you miss deadline, most of you are thinking of IRS deadline. No, IRS deadline are not that bad. I practiced for 12 years in SEC accounting. You miss an SEC deadline, you could cost the client hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. In some places you miss the deadline, forget the client, they're gone. Involving class discussion on a timely basis. The last item is not for you, that's for my online class, okay? You're gonna have 2 exams and a final. The final is cumulative. And your homework assignment consists of 30% of your grade. So 30 and 30, 60, and 40, 100% of your grade. Now, you're wondering the assignment, have homework problems, which are the back of the chapter, 10%, and we have class discussion assignment on Blackboard, 10%. We're also going to have a lab, which I'm going to talk about later, that will cover the other 1/3 of that. Okay? Any questions so far? We're doing good? Go ahead. All right, I'm going to close this. I'm going to minimize it for now. Go back to my start here menu. Let's go to the syllabus. Okay, the syllabus got 2 pages. The first page is basically information, course objective, etc. But the second page is the more important page. The second page have a list of all the chapters and what assignments you have to cover. Those assignments are at the end of the chapter. When you finish the chapter, you look at the back of the chapter and you'll see those assignments. You will answer those questions, preferably in a Word file. And there's a link, and I'll show you where that is shortly, for you to upload them to the Blackboard site. Every week, you're gonna complete your assignment and upload them to the Blackboard site. Okay? And you have to do that on a timely basis because the site will close after we finish the chapter. So don't wait that, well, I'm gonna complete my chapter 1 assignment 3 weeks from now. Guess what? It's not gonna be available to post. Okay? Don't email me your assignments. Everything is graded on this Blackboard site. Okay? So again, here we have a list of the chapters we're going to cover that we were looking at the weekly assignments. Chapter 1, 2, 3, and chapter 25. And after 25, we're going to have our first exam. Chapter 3 and 25 deal with accountant's report, and that's why I put them together. Then we're going to go to chapter 4, 5, 6, and 7. We'll have our second exam. And then we'll have chapter 8 to 13, and we'll have our final. Okay? Any questions so far? All right, let's move on to, let me go back to weekly assignment. Office hours, although I have office hours there, we're not gonna have office hours, but on the Tuesday when we have discussions, if you have questions, you could bring them up, okay? We'll treat that like our office hours. Face-to-face session, there are not gonna be any face-to-face session on this course, not for this semester. And then we have the course navigation, some information on navigation course, and technical information. Now, let's go to the Blackboard side. So we cover start here, how to contact me, basically my email is here. The course syllabus I repeated here again. Okay. Your weekly assignment, we talked about all the chapters. And then we have the discussion board. Let me click on the discussion board. Now, you're seeing on your side, general question, student profile, introduction video discussion, chapter 1 homework and chapter 2 homework. Each week, I'm going to put a link there for that chapter homework. So when we get to chapter 3, you'll see chapter 3 open up. But as the homework are due, the sites are going to close. So let's say if I tell you chapter 1 homework is due 2 weeks from today, which is on a Tuesday, 2 weeks from today, that link going to close. So if you don't post your homework, it's going to close. You cannot post it at all. Okay? Review each other's homework. Review your friend's homework to see if you got it correct. It should be a collaborative effort between the students to come about to the correct answer. I encourage you to work together with each other as best as possible. Now, your first assignment is to give me a student profile. 17 students did. We got 23 students in the class, so there's some student that yet have to complete that. There's some general questions on there. Any questions to deal with the course should be posted on the general questions for a few reasons. One, other students may have the same question. So when you post it there, other students can benefit from it. Two, one of your classmates may know the answer. They could chime in and answer your question. Three, if nobody answered the question, I'm going to go in and answer it. But I'm going to leave that for the class to try to figure it out themselves if they can. And then the last person will be me answering your question. Every question will be addressed as long as you post it there. If you send it to my email, I will ignore it. Okay? Do not send anything to my email unless it's something that has to do with you and you alone. Okay? Everything for the course should be done on the site. So if you hear students says, oh, Professor Brosen won't respond to my, well, I do not if it has to do with my course. It has to be on the site. Don't do it on the site and you send me an email. Think of this, in 2 classes, I got 50-something students. I don't have the time to answer 50-something emails. However, if you posted the question here and I answer it once, every student in the class benefit from it. And maybe I don't need to answer it. Some students know the answer and they post it. Now, if you go to general questions here, you will see that there are some things posted. A student have the answer and they are posted. So Chandra, what is saying, post a question on the accounting lab. And you will see that other students chime in and answer the question. Anything not to get on there. Right? Okay. So the discussion board is a very valuable tool for the site. The same way you discuss the question, the same you could discuss your homework assignment right on the site. Okay.
I'm sorry, Professor. I have a question. This screen that you're sharing, is that our class? Because I don't have anything under general questions, and I only have like 3 posts for student profile.
Yeah, this is
that's
your
not our
class.
class.
This is your class if you're in the NO section.
I
Yeah,
don't
we're
think.
NO 44223 though. I think you're showing.
this is sorry, this is the T section. This is not your class.
Okay.
Okay. The NO section didn't have any, so I couldn't go there to show you what I need to show you.
Professor?
Yeah.
I have a question. So yesterday I saw on Blackboard, there was a introduction assignment that was due, but I emailed it to you because the Blackboard didn't let me upload that.
Okay, it should allow you to upload it. The assignment that was due so far is a student profile.
Yeah, I emailed it to you.
No, I don't want it emailed. 17 students in this class already posted, so you should be able to post to your site.
Okay.
If it's not, and the site is not open, then you can shoot me an email.
Professor, I faced the same problem because the assignment that was due.
Your site, nothing was due yesterday. Anything that's going to be due will be due at the end of the week. And your site was probably open yesterday afternoon. So if you try in the morning, you may have gotten a problem that it's not open. I'll check your class shortly. Remind me to check your class before we close today. Okay?
And that all the homework and assignment, everything has to be posted on discussion board.
Yes. Everything on the discussion board.
Okay.
Now, the discussion board will count your assignment, will let me know who posted and who didn't post, will let me know the date and the time you post. So please post it on time. But so far in this class, nothing is due. The other thing we have in this class is the lab. Let me go back to start here. And here I have information on the lab. And if you open that link, it will tell you how to purchase the lab. Now, the lab you're not going to be using right away. The lab, I use that as a review for you to review, not me to review, for your exam. So if you look at weekly, if you look at the syllabus, let me go back to my syllabus. I may have closed it. Okay, here we go. Chapter 1, 2, 3, and 25. And then we have our first exam. So by the time we get to chapter 3, before you get to chapter 3, you can start doing your lab for chapter 1, 2, and so on. If you look at the lab today, it may not be open, but by the end of the week, you'll see that 1, 2, 3, and 25 will be open, and they will also have a due date there. So you'll work the lab through, okay? The lab 1, 2, 3, and 25 homework will not be due until the first exam. So when the first exam date is announced, it will be due on the night before the first exam. Okay? So for now, you don't need to focus on doing the lab homework right away. You focus on the course, reading the text, do the assignment at the end of the chapter. Okay? I will post an announcement that will tell you what is due when. Okay? And just follow those announcements through. So you'll have something to work with when each chapter is due. Okay? Go back. Now, let me go to your course and show you what your course looks like. I couldn't go to your course because I don't have any discussion there to discuss. When you go to your course discussion board, this is what you're going to see. General questions, student profile is open. There are 5 students already posted. Introduction video you should look at today. It tells you about auditing for about, I think, 45 minutes. It's from a CPA review course. I think it may have been Miles CPA review course. Chapter 1 is open, chapter 2 link is open. But for now, look at the introduction video, do your student profile, get your textbook, read chapter 1. Okay, we're going to lecture on chapter 1 on Thursday. Any questions? So from now to Thursday, you should get your textbook. You should finish your student profile. You should look at the introduction video discussion and try to get to read chapter 1. Okay? And that's all I want to cover for today.
Okay.
Now, if you have questions as you're going through things that you need to ask me, when we start off on Thursday, before I go into the lecture of chapter 1, we could address any questions the student have, because I know as we go through this, it's a lot of stuff. If you have questions, feel free to do that. Now, if you have friends that are registered for the evening section, which is totally online, and they felt overwhelmed with the online section, they are welcome to join in our video discussion. Okay? On Tuesday and Thursday, they're welcome to join us. And I'm going to put an email out that they're welcome to join us. All right? I'll talk to you guys on Thursday. Have a wonderful week. Stay warm. I know it is freezing up there and a lot of snow. And stay safe. Okay?
Thank you. You too.
Take care, guys.
Thank you, Professor.
Take care.